Gerardo Zuluaga, and I'm a teacher at Yerba Buena High School. And last year was the first year that I used Infinite Campus Gradebook completely, and I wanted to share the results. Uh, as you know, our school required us to submit the printed grades at the end of the uh, semester, and teachers were having a really hard time doing this. And here is the easy solution: is to use the Infinite Campus Gradebook. And now I want to note that the Infinite Campus Gradebook is the official gradebook of the district. Uh, Grades are supposed to be submitted to Infinite Campus at the end of each marking period. And so I wanted to show you first the printout. This is the um, grade summary. Now, this is for the whole first and second semester, but you can print it out per semester or per marking period. And I like it because it's very complete. It also shows the attendance over here. Very important. And what I want to encourage is the teachers should create categories to prepare the grade book ahead of time. And categories, all that means is that you don't have to worry about the relative assignments of points as to which ones you should give smaller points or bigger points. It doesn't matter because it will be partitioned off, right? Once you've set your weighted percentages. And it's nice because when you present this to the parent, all of the tests are grouped together, and so you yourself and the parent can decide what part of the assessment process is the problem for the student. Because parents really want to know why their child failed, meaning what they can improve, and you should also be interested in that. So again, this is the complete one, and it shows the breakdown of every assignment. Now, I recommend that when you do your assignments, you should really put numbers. These are like chapter numbers or assignment numbers, so they just separate the different chapters or modules of your curriculum. Now, to me, the important part is that there is a board resolution that teachers should notify their parents if their child's grade goes below a C. And this is very difficult to do if you have to email each parent, but um, built into Infinite Campus is this message for grades, which you can set up and then choose just the students whose grades are D or F, right? And this kind of notification is really only useful if there's still time for the child to catch up, right? Giving them notice at that their final grade is an F is not very useful. So this is what you this is a template, right? You just have to decide which students will receive the template. You can change the text in any way you want. The other thing that this system offers is at the end of the school year, you can actually print out a curriculum report. And these are all of the grade items, and they show the dates when they were deployed and also how many calendar days were used. Now, because we have block schedule, these number of days are doubled, but it's very useful, I think, for teachers for the planning of the next school year's curriculum. Find out how much time you spent on each topic, whether you should adjust it or not. So this itself is the grade book. And again, see, I numbered all of the um, assignments because I deploy the assignments in Google Classroom. And it's really important that students and parents know which assignments are matched to which scores. And sometimes the titles are not very clear, so numbering, will save a lot of time and it's very effective. So these are this is from Google Classroom. And again, in order to do this, all you have to do is link each Google Classroom with um, each class in Infinite Campus. And I think this can also be done in Canvas, although I don't have much experience with Canvas. Here is the important part is that you do the weighting, right? You put 4 categories or 5 categories, whichever you do, and then the total percentages have to equal 100. Um, Aside from that, I wanted to show you how my system works because I'm using Google Classroom. Now, my preference for Google Classroom is because I can reuse all of the materials from last year. You can just clone the Google Classroom, and what I do is I create a master classroom, and that's where I schedule all of the assignments and put in all of the materials, including the attachments. The nice thing is when you clone a class from the previous years, all of the attachments, all of the quizzes, everything is also duplicated so you don't really have much to do. So again, here I recommend that you invite each of the students rather than giving them a code because you want to control that part, right? This has to be seamless in order for there to be no problems with the linking. Now, once you've linked the Infinite Campus gradebook, all you really have to do is return the assignments and then eventually update. Now, this is nice because students have access to this, but parents don't really have access to Google Classroom. They're only given a summary, meaning they're notified if an assignment is missing or late. However, uh, there is a parent Infinite Campus app, and they have access to your uh, gradebook all the time, right? And not only that, the other part I like about this is that if they have the Infinite Campus Gradebook, it will ping the minute that the teacher marks the student absent. This is very good for attendance, right? I know because I have had students, I mark them absent and then they show up and then they tell me, oh, can you please mark me present because my mom called her. And I think you need that kind of closeness, right? And you might say, oh, parents are disengaged, but they also don't want to be disturbed. So they don't want to be pinged. So they tell their child, you'd better be there on time every day. So that really does work. Um, what else? I think that's everything. Oh, yeah, I included down here. Where is that? So these are the settings for your gradebook that you have to. So what you're setting up is the progress grade. Now this progress grade is visible to parents, students, counselors, administrators, everybody, right? So every time that you update your Infinite Campus Gradebook, they can see that. I recommend that you use the district's standard scales, although you have a choice on that. And then I recommend that you use weighted categories. I recommend that you leave this unchecked. And the reason is what you really want to do is total up the scores and total the total and then get the percent. If you use the percent scores, what that means is that if you give a short quiz or an exit ticket, it will have the same weight as a big quiz, which you don't really want, right? You want to control the number of points. And then you should really accumulate if you want everything included. If this is unchecked, that means that the progress grade is only going to show the grade for that marking period. And this causes confusions if confusion if the student is doing well in some marking periods and not in others. So, and I'm sending out an email to go with this. I hope that the district or the school will decide to have a PD for how to use the Infinite Campus Gradebook effectively. Thank you.